Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be talking about the importance of having multiple sources of income, and by doing so, it will enable you to become financially secure. Before we get into it, make sure you hit that subscribe button and click that bell so you never miss a video. I basically make a ton of videos explaining how you guys can make a bit of extra money, save a bit of extra money, and some finance tips so that you guys can become financially independent. Right, let's get into it. So it is so important to have more than one source of income. And to be honest, the more the better. So the traditional way that people like to think is that your whole goal in life is to get a good job that pays well and is stable. But to be honest, it doesn't really exist. No job, no matter what it is never going to be particularly stable. The business world's always changing and you need to be aware of it. So say you're a really hard-working employee and you get on really well with your manager, and you're not going to get fired because you don't actually do anything wrong and you're a really good employee and you get on well with everyone. But say your company then gets taken over and all the management changes. So then say this new management is trying to save money. To do so, they're making cuts in staff, and they might even get rid of all the staff and replace them with ones that they've hired themselves. This may sound ridiculous, but it does happen. And it's just good to be aware that you need to adapt whatever the situation. So looking at my past jobs, I've never been fired, but I've worked two places which have shut down whilst I've been working there and have put me out of a job. So it's nothing I've done wrong or any of the other staff, but that just happens in business. New businesses are getting started up, old ones are getting shut down, and you have to be aware that you can't just rely on your one job. Now pretty much all entrepreneurs who are starting their own businesses have other things on the side as well. So if one thing takes off and starts doing really well, they can focus in on that, but at the same time, maybe they've got two other businesses that aren't working out so well. So it's just good to have other things going on alongside to essentially manage your risk. Now say you've got a really high earning job, which you're really pleased with. No matter how well paid it is, you're still not going to be earning as much as someone at the top of their own business. Of the really rich people out there in the world, it's such a tiny proportion that just have the one source of income from working for someone else. So if making a lot of money is important to you, you need to have other things going on at the same time. Now you might think you've got a really stressful job and you just don't have time to do all this. But really, there's always room for a side hustle, and you just have to think about it creatively sometimes. And in the long run, it'll take loads of pressure off you relying on that one source of income, and you'll actually be able to enjoy things a lot more because you know you've always got some sort of backup. The way I like to look at it, so it's less risky to be great at lots of things than to be the best at one thing. So if you think about it like that, you can make the most of lots of opportunities out there. Okay, so let's look at a few different ways that you can make an extra source of income. Okay, so one that everyone should be doing is investing their savings. If you don't save or you don't have any savings, watch one of my videos on how you can save money and just start saving because it's so important. Okay, so with investing your savings, you can invest in the stock market, which is a really good way of making extra money. And by learning a bit more about the stock market, it'll teach you so much about business, and it'll allow you to save far more money than you would if you had your money in a high street savings account. I personally recommend, if you're new to investing, to look into like index funds or something like that, and try not to put your money into anything you don't understand. You could also look into unit trusts and investment trusts that have a steady uptrending pattern, and provided they have a good fund manager, you should be able to beat the market. I'm not going to go into it too much in this video, but investing in the stock market is a great way to make an extra bit of money. Another thing you can do is flipping and reselling. There are so many easy opportunities out there that you can make a bit of extra money from simply just buying something and selling it on for a profit. So people do this with like clothes, accessories, cars, watches, all sorts of things. To get into this, all you need to do is basically research the idea of flipping and reselling and try and learn about the products it works best in. So I personally resell clothes and shoes, so buy them at a price under the market value and then resell them around market value or above to make a profit. It's as simple as that. But there's so many different markets that you can flip and resell things in. So try and find things where you can buy them under the market price and then sell them on for the market price or more. But yeah, you can look into this and find something that will work for you. Another great way to create another income is to invest in property. So say you've got a 2-bedroom flat and you're living there on your own, why not just rent out that extra room? And then you'll be seeing a regular income every single month just for that, which could be going to paying off your mortgage. So this will be assuming that you've already got one property. You can then expand from there and buy yourself another property and rent it out. And then that'll be another set of assets and income that you have. Another way of making the most of property is that you could flip houses. So you'll need to understand the housing market to be able to do this. But the basic idea is to find a house that needs a bit of fixing up. Work out the cost of buying that property alongside the cost of fixing it up. So if you work out how much you'll be able to sell this property for, if you buy it and then do all these renovations to it, you should be able to make a decent bit of profit. But this is going to take a lot of time and you're going to need to understand the housing market. Okay, something else you can do. You can start a business. The opportunities with starting a business are pretty much endless. And there are things out there that don't really require a lot of time or money, but with the right amount of effort, you'll be able to pull it off. And you can start a business in literally anything, and it can be as large scale or small scale as you want. Another thing you can do is take advantage of your assets. So you might have to think about this a bit creatively for your own situation, but one good example, if you have a lot of camera and photography equipment, you can rent it out really easily using different places online. So you can basically rent out your equipment to someone else really easily and make a bit of extra money. Another thing you can do, you can also take advantage of your hobbies. Say you take a lot of pictures and you like painting. You can just spend a little bit of time, create yourself a website and start selling your work. Or you could even get commissioned to do work for particular people. But either way, just take advantage of these skills that you have and your hobbies. Another thing you can do is get a part-time job. Now, this may sound not particularly realistic if you have a very busy life, but say you and your friends go to a bar every week. You could then just get a job in that bar and then be able to hang out with your friends whilst getting paid for it. And it doesn't have to be forever, but it might actually be a bit of fun. And finally, something else you can do is basically make the most of social media. I mean, the chances are you're using social media anyway, so you may as well just put that little bit of extra effort in to create really good content, gain some sort of following, obviously the bigger the better, and from having this following, you then might be offered sponsorships and brand deals from companies that'll basically pay you to use their stuff and promote it. So you can do this really easily by just building up your Instagram account or starting a YouTube or something. Okay, so that's quite a lot of ideas in itself, but if you guys have a think for yourself, get a bit creative, I'm sure you'll be able to find some way of creating multiple sources of income to enable yourself to become more financially stable. And if you think some of these things sound way out of your league, just start small. So for example, you can start reselling low ticket items. It's not going to cost you much, but the whole process is going to teach you so many skills that will be really useful. You can then use these skills to then expand whatever it is you're doing to then start making more and more money. From doing this and starting to run your own businesses, you'll be able to manage your time way more effectively and you'll be able to get a lot more done every single day. So as they say, if you need something done, you always go to a busy person. They don't have the time to think about it, they just get it done. Busy people always work more efficiently because they have to. And you'll be able to continue to increase your financial stability and grow as a person. Right, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it and hopefully you learned something new that you can implement. If you did enjoy it, please drop a like on the video as it really helps me out. And if you're not already subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that bell so you never miss a video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I'd love to know what you think. Do you already have a side hustle going, or is it now something you're going to go out and make sure that you try? Also guys, check out my Instagram. I'll put it on screen now and in the link down below. And if you've got any questions, message me on there. Right, take it easy guys and keep saving.